In this tutorial in Cyberlink PowerDirector, I'd like to show you how you can create the transporter effect as what you see in science fiction movies, for example, Star Trek. We're going to show you a quick example, and then we'll show you how to do that yourself. Now, when you're filming this, the one thing you want to begin with is a shot where you have no panning and zooming. The camera can't move and it can't zoom in or out. The easiest way to do this is to actually take that and take a picture of the scene. You don't even need a movie, but you can use a video if you want. And then take a second track where you put your talent on the screen, and then you layer that as track number 2. Now, I'm using stock footage here, so I'm going to be using green screen, but you don't have to use green screen to create this effect. I'm going to give you a link to another tutorial we did where we did use a tripod and an image with the talent on it and one without the talent on it, so you can see how you could do it the other way. But we're using stock footage, so I'm working with green screen here. So on track 1, here is my video. It's basically an outside shot from a tripod, and we're going to make the talent appear on it. I have a video here of a guy, and we're going to stand him in front of this, and here he is. What we want to do first of all is we want to have an image of the very first frame. So with the cursor on the very left of this, I'm going to do Control P. That will create an image. I'm going to just call it image. And now I have my image in my media room. I'll take and drag and drop that and attach it to the front. Here's where you want to say, how long do I want this transition to happen? You can click on the clock and you can determine the duration of it. So 5 seconds is good for me. So what I want to do first of all is double click on it. We're going to take out the green in this case. Again, that's only for this kind of technique here. So I'm going to click it here. We'll change the color range a little bit. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so what I want to do is I want him to appear on the screen with this background noise coming in. So I need to use my pip designer. So I'm going to click on my pip tools, and I can pick virtually anything I want from my pip objects, because I'm going to erase everything except for one track. So I'll just take this airplane one and drag this down and put it on a higher numbered track. I'm going to start it before I see the image. So let's double click on this and get into my pip designer. Now that I'm in my pip designer, I'm basically going to delete a lot of these tracks. I'll just click and do remove. We'll wipe as many of them out as we can. We can't remove the last one because we have to have one. And then I'm going to do my own pip objects. So I'm going to click on the tool here, Add Particle. Now I happen to have found a particle that works for me in this subdirectory. You may not have this directory available in your copy of PowerDirector. You can either find a file online that will work, or find something else somewhere else in your file system for PowerDirector. I'm going to try the rain particle. I'll just click on this one, and here I have rain coming down. I'm going to narrow it. Now I can take the airplane, and now I can delete it because you have to have at least one particle. I'll remove that. So all I have is my new one. And actually in this case what I did, I just took a bunch of these and I put them in. Some of them I had going down, some of them I had going up. I'm going to rotate this so it's going up. Just so long as it's in front of the guy. I'm going to move my playhead over so we see it's in front of the man. So all I need to do is repeat the process a number of times and make sure I have these things coming in where he's standing. We'll just do one more for example here. Okay, let's say we want that one. And you can have them start wherever you want. You can modify their features as often as you like. So I'm just going to assume that's what I want for now. I'm clicking on OK. Now the next thing I need to do, I want to make sure that we don't see this outside of the guy. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on Tools. on the particle, and I can actually mask the particle. So now I'm going to take that same mask I did before of the gentleman and apply a mask to the particle. So now when I play this part, we're going to see the particle come in, and then we see the gentleman come in. Now he pops in right away, so we're going to do some keyframing of opacity on the picture of the guy. So let's click on that, our pip designer for him, and now what I'm going to do is let's have the opacity at the very end. We want it 100%, so we'll set an opacity keyframe by clicking on the diamond. We'll go back a bit. I'll set another one of 100%. Let's go over here toward the beginning, and let's set one at maybe just barely coming in, and we'll start at the beginning here, and we'll knock it down so it's he's just slightly visible. And click on OK. And we can modify these later if we want. I see I moved it by mistake. There we go. So now what we're going to see if we play this is we're going to have the effect come in, and then it fills up, and then he comes in. Now, I have the video playing after that where he's moving, and I need to chroma key that, so we'll double click on that. Again, this isn't something you have to do if you use the other technique that I suggested, and I linked the other tutorial too. Okay, now we've got that chroma keyed out, so that's fine. Next thing I want to do is I want to go into my media room again, and I need to take some sounds I'm going to use. I'll take this one here, and again I want the sound to begin before we see the guy on the frame, and then I also want to have the pip effect before he comes in. And I could even put the sound perhaps a little bit farther to the left. Let me do that. And let's see what we have when we play this. So we have nothing, and then we have a sound, and then we also have him coming in like this, and then we have the video. Now one thing you may have to do is you may have to go to the place where the actual video starts. Let me click on here, press my home key. I'm going to go down to my pip effect here and do Control-T to split the clip, and we're going to take that part off. And so now it's a little cleaner, that when he's fully materialized, you'll go right into the video of him. We'll play this again. We have audio, we have the effect, we have him fading in, and then when he's all faded in, we get right to the motion of him in front of the scene. So that's one way in which you can apply this transportation effect in CyberLink PowerDirector.